students, welcome to my channel Bala's English Today. In this class, we are going to learn about transcoding information. What do you think about language? What is the use of language? Language is mainly for communication. So, whatever you have in mind, when you put it in the language, the other person understands your language and acts accordingly. Okay, so language helps us to express ourselves to others. Okay, so the purpose of language is mainly communication. You want to communicate whatever your feelings, ideas, expressions to other person through the medium of language. Okay, now in this language you have verbal and non-verbal. So you can communicate to the other person using verbal, that means what we speak, okay? And you have different languages also. For example, in India itself we have Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, all these are languages, okay? And apart from that, you have computer languages, okay? You have C++, Java, all these are also languages. All these languages, the purpose is communication. And what is verbal, what is non-verbal? Verbal language is when we speak the words, it's called verbal. Non-verbal, without using the words. That means without using the speech, through diagrams, through your gestures, whatever you convey to the other persons is also called communication. In this class, we are going to see about the non-verbal communication. How we have to use the non-verbal and what is the use of non-verbal. So when you have these five, for example, that is pie chart, tables, tree diagram, bar charts and route maps, you can analyze the data and interpret the information. Person need not tell you. So this is a family, the expenditure for clothes is so much, for the entertainment is this, and rent is so much, it's been divided. But you can put it in a diagram. Instead of writing so many pages about the person's expenditure, you can just represent it in a diagram. And this is a very useful information, and this is a very useful method which the examiners get attracted to. Even in your examinations, in your papers, they expect certain diagrams for presenting your data or information. So that way, this is going to be very useful to you. Now, this non-verbal, we can analyze the data and interpret the information without the person saying actually what is all about. If you see the picture, you can understand. You use it very much in your examinations. You use tables, you use tree diagrams, you also use bar charts. And we will have one example about that. First we will learn what are these. Now pie chart. What is a pie chart? Even when you analyze some certain data from the computer, you have this, in the right left side corner you have this, you have bar charts, you have pie charts also, you have. So you can use them to analyze the data, compare. Suppose a student gets in the quarterly 60% in mathematics. In the half yearly, he gets 65%. In the annual examination, he gets 50%. That is one student's marks. Like that, if you have 50 students, you can use this bar diagram and see whether the performance or the average marks in quarterly, half yearly and annual examination, whether increased or decreased. All such information can be represented by using this charts or non-verbal diagrams, right? Okay. First, pie chart is a circle divided into different sectors, and each sector represents the size of a particular item. Okay, so you have different sizes. All these I'll give you examples when I write it. So it's like a pie chart, it's like a circle, and you have different divisions and each represent an item. That's about pie chart. Now table. These tables, most of you know what is a table. So it is the information provided is given in rows and columns. Okay, that is table. Now what is tree diagram? Tree diagram, just like a tree, you have branches, okay, and there's a main information. You can have sub branches, and that's called tree diagram. And what is bar chart? It's a graphical information, okay. So you have different bars. This I told you, this you can even use it using your computer for analyzing the data, bar charts. Then you have different bars, something like this. When I give you the examples, when I draw it and tell you exactly, you'll understand better about this bar charts. And route maps, suppose even now, you also, for a wedding, for example, a wedding is conducted at a particular place, okay, you wanted to tell them, you give them the bus, okay, different buses coming to that place. In one column you give, and the other is in one corner you write it, and also the route map also you put it. For example, the near locations, the landmarks you give them, and you say where this place is, the mandapam or the wedding area is located at. So you write it, you draw it, that's called road map. From that place, from a particular place to the destination, you draw. Okay, in between whatever landmarks you have, that also you represent, and that's called road map. It is a schematic presentation of route between two places. The beginning, that is the way where you start, and the destination point. So between this, you draw a map. That's called route map. Hope you understood. So you have 5 sorts of representative methods to understand a non-verbal information. Okay, you can analyze. One is pie chart, table, tree diagram, bar charts, and route maps. Now let's see each one with a diagram. Okay, having learnt about pie chart, tree diagram, bar chart, table, and route map, we are going to see the examples of each of them. Okay. Now, pie chart, I have given an example of an expenditure of a family. Now, already I told you the pie chart is circle, and then it is divided into various parts to represent various items. Now, this is about a family, and out of the cash, whatever they get it as a salary, they divide the amount in for different items. For example, housing, house rent. 29% of the total salary is gone to housing. Next, for food, they spend 24% of the salary. Then transport, 13%, entertainment, 10%, telephone, 10%, clothes, 9%, and others, 5%. So if you add all this, you get 100%. So the amount, suppose they get 10,000 rupees, and you have to calculate 29% of the 10,000. So that is spent for the house rent. So this will be very easy for us to understand the information, and we can also analyze that out of the expenditure, the amount spent on housing, otherwise the house rent is more for them, for this family particularly. Got it? So this is the diagram presentation of the information what we analyze and then get to know. Okay. Next one is table. All of you are very familiar with the table, and most of you use it in your examinations also. Now table, this is the table. You have rows and columns, I told you, in the table. So this table is representing the number of runs scored by these 3 persons called Dhoni, Rakesh and Rajesh in the year 2017, 2018 and 2019 during the inter-college tournament. Okay. Now see, Dhoni has scored in 2017, he scored 1076 runs, in the 18, 734 runs, and in 2019 he scored 989 runs. Likewise, Rakesh 1054, 923 in the year 2018 and 2019, 875 runs. Now when you go to Rajesh, his score is 654 in 2017, 765 runs in 2018 and 1055 runs in 2019. So when you look at these people, and the figures are represented in a tabular column. Okay, in the tabular form it is represented. When you look at this, you get to know who is the best, whose average is better, okay, who is improving, and whose run score is less, okay, than the previous year. So this is the information you get when you have a tabular column and understand the information after analyzing it. Okay, this is another way of presenting the communication. Okay, next, you get a lot of information when you look at this table. The third one is, I told you, tree diagram. Tree diagram represent the main part, how it is related to the other parts like branches. This also you use it in your regular examinations. Now see, suppose you take parts of speech, very basic form of a grammar lesson, and in the part of speech, how many part of speech you have? 8. What are they? Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, conjunction, preposition, interjection. So you put the main parts of speech, this is the name of the lesson, and this part of speech is divided into 8 parts, so 8 branches of this particular tree. That's what this tree diagram represents. The fourth way of representing the information is through bar charts. This is a very important one. This can be used while comparing the prices, market values, things like that. Okay, now I wanted to know an information. Sales of 2-wheelers and 4-wheelers from January to March. So this is the month it is representing on one side. This January, February, March. And this side the number, okay, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. And this blue one, here it is mentioned, blue represent 2-wheeler and the black represent 4-wheeler. Now see, 2-wheeler in the month of January is 6,000 and 4-wheeler is 4,000 and odd. Okay, and then in the month of February, 2-wheeler increased, say some 7,000, and the 4-wheelers also increased, may say 5,000. And in the month of March, so 2-wheelers has gone up to 8,000 and the 4-wheeler reached 7,000. So this information you can get it through diagrammatic representation. This is another way of conveying the information. And the last one we discussed is route map. The route map helps us to identify the direction and the place or the destination we are about to reach. For example, you are here. You want to reach Swati Hostel. How do you go? So you are asking a person, he is directing you, or you can put a route map and you can see the route map, usually for navigators and for the mountaineers, okay, and all the hikers, you know, they do that, no? All these people, they do, okay, this route map. So you start here, you go like this, here you have a crossroad, after that straight you go, then you get Y junction, from there you have to turn left and then go straight, you find Swati Hostel, opposite to that you have Comet Hotel. Got it? So this is the diagrammatic presentation of a route map. You get information and this direction will help you to reach your destination. So these are the different methods we discussed in this class about transcoding information, getting information non-verbally, analyzing the data and understanding the idea or the information. Hope you understood, and this class is very interesting. I suppose it's a very easy information, but you should know, especially when you work with computers. You have this comparison part, that is bar charts are very important, tables are important, and also pie charts also important. So you can divide them and convey the information without writing pages and pages. The diagram, if you look at the diagram, you understand the whole information, what is it all about. So this is a very useful and important way of conveying the messages to people. Got it? So hope you understood the lesson well. If you like this class, please click the like button, share it to your friends, and please subscribe my channel. Okay? Best of luck, students.